Hi everyone, welcome to Dental Breakdown. Today we're going to explore the structure of the tooth in detail. We'll look at each part of the tooth and learn what it's made of, how it works, and what makes it so strong and unique. Let's start with the overall parts of the tooth. A tooth has three main sections: the crown, the neck, and the root. The crown is the visible part of the tooth, the part that shows when you smile or talk. This is the part that does most of the work when you bite and chew your food. It's covered with a very strong substance called enamel, which protects the tooth from damage. Next is the neck, which is the narrow area where the crown meets the gums. The neck is important because it connects the visible part of the tooth to the part that's hidden beneath the gums. Finally, the root is the part of the tooth that is embedded in your jawbone. You can't see it because it's below the gum line. The root's main job is to hold the tooth firmly in place inside the jawbone. It's also where the nerves and blood vessels enter the tooth to keep it alive and healthy. Now that we know the three main parts, let's take a closer look inside the tooth to understand its internal structure. A tooth has three main layers: enamel, dentin, and pulp. Starting with the enamel, this is the outermost layer covering the crown. Enamel is the hardest material in the human body, even harder than bone. Its hardness allows it to protect your teeth from chewing forces, temperature changes, and acids from foods and drinks that can cause decay. Enamel is made mostly of minerals, especially hydroxyapatite, a crystalline calcium phosphate. Although enamel is very tough, it can wear down or chip if you bite on something very hard or grind your teeth excessively. Importantly, enamel doesn't have living cells, so once it's damaged, it can't repair itself. Beneath the enamel lies the dentin layer. Dentin is softer than enamel but still quite strong. It makes up the bulk of the tooth structure. Unlike enamel, dentin contains tiny microscopic tubules that lead directly to the inner part of the tooth. These tubules allow sensations such as heat, cold, or pressure to travel to the nerves inside the tooth. That's why when your enamel is worn away and the dentin is exposed, you might feel sensitivity or pain when eating hot or cold foods. Dentin is composed of living cells called odontoblasts, which can respond to damage by producing more dentin, called reparative dentin, to protect the tooth. At the very center of the tooth is the pulp, the soft tissue that contains nerves, blood vessels, and connective tissue. The pulp is essential for the health and function of the tooth because it supplies nutrients and moisture to the surrounding dentin and enamel. The nerves in the pulp also help you feel sensations like pain or pressure, which serve as important warnings if the tooth is injured or infected. The pulp extends down from the crown into the roots through narrow channels called root canals. If bacteria reach the pulp through decay or cracks, it can cause inflammation or infection, which often leads to a toothache. Moving on to the root structure, the outer layer of the root is covered by a thin layer called cementum. Cementum is a bone-like substance that helps anchor the tooth in place. It covers the root and provides an attachment point for the periodontal ligament, which is a network of specialized fibers. The periodontal ligament connects the cementum to the surrounding alveolar bone of the jaw. This ligament not only holds the tooth firmly, but also acts as a shock absorber when you chew or bite down, preventing damage to the tooth and jawbone. It also contains cells that help maintain the bone and cementum, keeping the tooth stable and healthy. The alveolar bone is the part of your jawbone that surrounds and supports the roots of your teeth. It continuously remodels in response to forces from chewing and pressure. If teeth are lost or extracted, the alveolar bone can shrink over time because it no longer receives stimulation. Surrounding the tooth and covering the alveolar bone is the gingiva, or gums. The gums form a protective barrier around your teeth and bone, sealing out bacteria and harmful substances. Healthy gums are firm and pink, and they help keep the roots of your teeth safe. Each part of the tooth and its supporting structures work together perfectly to give you a strong, functional bite and a beautiful smile. Thanks for joining me on this detailed tour of the tooth structure. Like and share this video to support the channel. Got a topic in mind? Comment below and subscribe to Dental Breakdown so you don't miss it. See you in the next video.